Hello everyone. Now we are going to discuss about control statements in Python. Control statements generally, whenever you write any program, few lines of code need to be executed, few lines of code need to be skipped. All the statements, whatever you have written, or in all the situations need to be executed. Then we have to go with control flow statements. In order to flow the control of the statements in a program, we use control flow statements. Control flow statements are divided into different categories. Those are if else and match we use in Python, and for and while we use, and unconditional statements are break and continue we use. Python if else, let's start with Python if else statements. Python if else statements are decision making statements. Python programmer languages enables programs to run specific program sections after satisfying the specific conditions. Conditional statements are the statements that allow a program to make decisions based on conditions. These statements enable the execution of different blocks of code relying on whether a condition is true or false. Means depends on the result of the condition whether the statement need to be executed or not will depend. Okay, that is categorized into different types of conditional statements: if else, nested if statement, and if else if ladder. Let's discuss all these things in detail. If statement. If statement is used to execute code inside the block. See here, inside the block, if the condition returns true. Whenever you evaluate the condition, given condition, if this condition is true, if the condition returns true, or if the condition evaluated as true, then that block of statements will be executed. Otherwise, if the condition returns false, then control will come out from the block. Okay. The syntax of this is, if we will write condition here, if the condition evaluated as true, then the code block, true block will be executed. Let's have a small example. That is, you have declared a variable age 18. So age 18, memory will be allocated and stored 18 into that. If age greater than or equal to 18, is 18 greater than or equal to 18? Yes, true. Condition evaluated as true. Always, as I said, indentation is mandatory because we don't use curly braces here to say the block of code. Now the true block, we use indentation or space. The next statement is true block statement. At least you have to use one space. Now, if this condition evaluated as true, then this will be executed. It is a printf statement, console output statement. You are eligible to vote will be printed at console. Example 2, here you have created age less than 18, not eligible to vote. As in the last example, uh, let's say you have taken age as 18. Okay, we didn't use those, I have not written these lines. Let's say you have created age variable and you are taking the input from the user, int of input, enter age. Dynamically you are taking, enter your age. Okay, so then what happens? First, input function will be executed, means it is ready to take the input from the user, and it prints a message, enter age. Okay, enter age will be printed at console. Whenever you enter age, let's say 20, you enter 20 will be converted into integer, then it will be stored in int, so that in age it will store 20. Then the next statement is, if age, see, these two lines are considered as one statement only. If age less than 18, what is the age? 20. Is 20 less than 18? False. When it is false, this line will not be executed. Your control will go here. Again, there is one more if statement. If age greater than or equal to 18, Is 20 greater than or equal to 18? Yes, true. If it is true, it will execute this line, means you are eligible to vote. So that will be printed at console. Then the next statement is if age greater than or equal to 21, 20 greater than false. So this will not execute. Is 20 greater than 60? No. Is 20 greater than or equal to 80? No. See, let's say you entered 65. Is 65 less than 18? False. Is 65 greater than or equal to 18? True. You are eligible to vote. Okay. And is 65 greater than or equal to 21? Yes. So you are allowed to consume alcohol in some countries. That will be printed at console. Is 65 greater than or equal to 60? True. True means again this. You are eligible for senior citizen benefits. Is 65 greater than or equal to 80? No. False. So that's how if will be if the it depends on the statement, the execution will depends on the result of the condition. Okay, here the situation here is any one of the condition is true, but still all the cases, all the if statements will be verified, right? Whenever you want to skip, depends on the result of the condition, then you can go with if else. If else contains its core element making decision. One block code executes through if the statement proves true, but different activities conditions will be evaluated false. And here the syntax of if is if will write condition depends on the result of the condition. There will be two blocks of code. Whenever you want to take two branches, depends on the result. Either true this branch you take or false this branch you take. Let's say you have a condition here. If the condition is true, then you go this side. Otherwise, you go this side. So that kind of two-way decisions, whenever you want to take, you can go with if else. Whenever this condition is evaluated as true, this block will execute. Never control will go to this block. If the condition evaluated as false, then it goes to else and else block will be executed. Let's say, for example, you are trying to find whether a person is eligible to vote or not. You have taken age. Enter your age will be printed at console. Then you have given age as 20. That in age variable will create and it stores the value 20 into that. The next statement is if. See, in the 4 lines, if this condition is true, this block will execute, this block will not be evaluated. If this condition is false, it leaves about this line and it executes this line. Okay, so remember that. Now, what is the age? 20. Is 20 greater than or equal to 18? True. Yes, true it is. If it is true, true block will execute. Yes, you are eligible to vote will be printed at console. Let's say output 2 we will verify. You have given age as 16. In the age now it is 16. Is 16 greater than or equal to 18? No. No means it goes to else block. You are not eligible to vote will be printed at console. See, any one of the block will be executed here. That you remember. A nested if else statement. Nested if else statement is nothing but inside a if block you have written one more if statement, that is nested if block. Okay. Sometimes advanced decision making if you want to take, then you have to go with nested if. And if will write condition. If this condition is true, then the control will enter into this block and this will be evaluated. If the condition is false, directly it goes to else. These lines will not be executed. That is the advantage. It will skip all these 4 lines if the condition is false. If the condition is true, then only control will enter into this. And again there is a condition. If this condition, this block will execute. If this condition is false, then it goes to else. Okay. So that's how nested block will execute. See here, we have written one program. You are asking to enter the password. This will be printed at console. You have given it as secure 123. You have a variable that is password and stored secure 123 into that. If length of password, what is the length of password? 369. 9 is length of password. Is 9 greater than or equal to 8? Yes, true. It is true for this case. If any character in this password, then it is strong. Yes. Else it goes to else statement. Password must contain at least one number. Okay. Password is strong will be printed. Else if 9 greater than 18, and if any character dot each digit for character in the password, then it will print strong. Otherwise, password character must contain at least one number will be printed. Because it contains number, yes, for character in password. Is it contain digit? Yes, true. For character in the password, yes, it's contain true, then it will be given as password strong. Else it goes to password must contain at least one character, because in my password there is a number, so that it prints strong. Let's say you try for another output, that is password you have given. Just you have given password as input. Is it contain digit? No, false. False means it goes to else password must contain at least one number. Okay. And if you have given even less than 8, password means 4 plus 4, 8, 8 greater than or equal to 8, then it will check this. Is it contained any digit? For each character in the password, one by one character it will check. Is it digit? Is it digit? Is it digit? Somewhere it will be digit. So true, then it will print password is strong. Okay. Let's have another example having nested if else statement. Here we am taking marks. Enter your marks will be displayed, and in marks it will store 80 whatever you entered, and then it will compare if marks greater than 40. Is it 80 greater than or equal to 40? True. Then there is control will enter into this block. Again inside the block, if marks greater than or equal to 75, true. Is it 80 greater than or equal to 75? True. So it prints true block statement, this print congratulations you passed with distinction. Let's say you have given it as 35. Is it 35 greater than or equal to 40? No, it goes to else. You fail the exam, better luck next time will be printed. Okay. So this is by mistake written. And if else if statement, whenever you have only two cases, true or false, we will go with if and else. Two-way branching. I have multiple cases, multiple conditions. I have one condition. Based on the result of the condition, either this or this, you go with if else. But I have multiple conditions. Let's say I am trying to check the grade. Based on the marks, we will check the grade. If marks greater than 90, A, and marks greater than 80 to 90, B, and 70 to 80, C. Like that, I have multiple conditions. So what should I do? Either you have to write if, simple if. If you write simple if, all the statements will be verified. All the statements, all if statements will be evaluated, even though one statement returns true. In order to overcome that problem, you can go with if else, if ladder. So first we'll write first condition. If the first condition is true, never it will evaluate condition 2, 3 and else. If the first condition is false, then it goes to verify the second condition. If the second condition is true, never it will evaluate the third condition. That's how speed will increase. Execution speed will increase. So that's how you will be having multiple conditions you can put together. Let's say based on the temperature you are trying to print some message. Let's say enter the temperature in the calculus is Celsius will be printed at console. This whatever you have written, that will be converted. 35 you entered, 35 will be converted into integer, then that will be stored in temperature. Now in the temperature we will be having 35. Now it will start comparison, memory will be allocated. Then the next statement is if statement. If temperature greater than or equal to 30. Is it 35 greater than or equal to 30? True. So if it is true, it prints it's a hot day. Never these statements will be evaluated here. That you remember. Never control will go to here. Control will come here directly. Let's say if you have written, let's say you have given temperature as 22 now. 22 greater than or equal to 20? No. Then 22 greater than or equal to 20? Yes. Is 22 greater than or equal to 30? No. 22 greater than or equal to 20? Yes. If yes, it prints the weather is warm. Never this and this will be evaluated. These two. Instead of this, if you use simple if, your control will verify all the statements. So unnecessarily you are increasing the time, execution time. And the next one more example I have given, grade. Greater than or equal to 85A, else if greater than or equal to 65B. So that's how you can use else if. Means, let's say you have given marks as 95. Is 95 greater than or equal to 85? Yes, true. So it prints grade A. Let's say you have given 64. Is 64 greater than 85? False. Is 64 greater than 65? False. Is 64 greater than or equal to 50? Yes. Then it prints grade C. It won't evaluate these two. Okay. And one more advantage, that is, in order to like match case, if you want to go in C, we'll be having switch statement. Similar to switch, we'll be having match in Python, that is match case. Let's say it is a function based. Check oval A. Let's say you have written, you are passing A as argument. So A, n is A, match A. So it goes to case A, it returns oval alphabet. M directly goes to perfect match. Is anywhere M available? No. Finally it goes to underscore, then it prints simple alphabets. Is any match case for O? Yes, O. So directly it goes to that case, it returns oval alphabet. It is match case, similar to switch in C. And loops. Whereas conditional statements match and if will be executed only once. Only once it will be evaluated and executed, depends on the result of the condition. Whenever you want to iterate same kind of statement again and again until a given condition becomes false, then you can go with loops. A block of code will be executed repeatedly in loops. In Python, we will be having two types of loops. Those are for and while. Python, we use for loops for sequential travels. For traversing strings, list, tuple, dictionary set, we use loops. In the most commonly used loop in Python allows us to iterate over a sequence. We know the number of times iteration beforehand. So flowchart for items in a sequence. So let's say a list of items you have given. Iterating variable is item. It takes the first item from the list and it will verify the condition is empty. No, it will it continuously until the end of a list. It will continue. I have an example here for with range operator. For with range operator, that is for element in given sequence. Element is iterating variable here and sequence is either list or tuple. Okay. Now here for I in range 1 to 6, you are using range operator. This is starting. Range will have three properties, three parameters: start, end and stop. Step, sorry. Let's say start, you are trying to start at 1 and end you want to end at 6. Let's say you have given only two parameters. Default 1 will be incremented, means from 1 it will start, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 are allowed. Never end will be included. End minus 1 always. Default it takes one step, or else you have given as 2. Step third parameter as 2. Then the allowed values are 1, 3, 5. Never 6 will be included. Okay. So this is how it will take range. Now here for I in range 1 start and 6 is end, but it is allowed to take up to end minus 1, so that I print I for every iteration I value initially 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? In this, 6 is not allowed. Initially, the value of I is 1. It prints 1. The next iteration value of I is 2. It prints 2. Next iteration 3, 4, 5. 6 will not be included. End minus 1. It iterates always end minus 1. Over a sequence, you have a string object, string data type, that is str underscore 1 t point tech. Okay, for I in str1, this is over a sequence. You try to understand. Over a sequence means either string or set, list or tuple. String t point tech, right? So index 0. So t, I value is t. T will be printed at console. Then it increments, it goes to the next position, I value will become 1. Okay, then it prints P, O, I, N, T, space, T, E, C, H until a completion of list. Then it takes a new line space. Just nothing means it takes new line. Then list of it is a list because we enclosed in the square braces, so it is a list. List is having items welcome to t point tech. So for I in list 1, the first index welcome. Welcome will be stored in I, then it prints welcome. Then the value will be incremented, then the I value will be 2. Welcome will be printed, then 2. 2 will be printed, then t point. T point will be stored in I, print t point, then tech will be stored and tech will be printed. Any more items in the list? No more items. So that it goes to the next line, print. So it takes a empty. Then you have created a tuple Python for beginners, 3 items, one by one. First I value is Python, that will be printed at console. Then I value is for will be printed and beginners will be printed. And dictionary is equals to key is 1 and value is 2. For I in dict 1, the first value is dict 1 of I1 key. What is the value? T point. T point will be printed. And then for I in key, means I is nothing but key. 1. Dict of 1, 1 is T point. T point will be printed. Dict of 2, tech is printed. This is how you can iterate over a sequence. Iterating by the index of sequence. You can iterate with the index also. Those are directly you can iterate with item for I in name of a sequence, whereas you can iterate with index also. You'll be having a list that is having the elements apple, banana, orange, mango and kiwi in fruit basket. For I in range, length of fruit basket. If you want, it is located at 0th index, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So if you want to iterate with index, it is possible. Length of basket is 5. So default it starts from 0. When you didn't specify in the range, if you have given only one value, range of 10 if you have given, default it starts from 0, it will iterate till 9. 10 will not be included, okay? So now let's say a 5. I, it starts from default, what did I say? If you have given one value, then default it is 0. I 0. So print I means 0 will be printed and colon will be printed as is. Fruit basket of 0. Fruit basket of 0 is apple. Then I value will become 1. 1 is less than 6. So banana, orange, mango, kiwi. When I value will become 6. When I value becomes 6, 6 is not less than 6. So it will come out. And use of else statement with for loop. You can use else only run once after the for loop finishes iteration, only once. First it completes the sequence, then after completion it goes to else. Only once it will execute this, not repeatedly. Let's say with else I'll have a list that is guava, apple, mango, banana, melon. For items in fruits, the first iterating variable item from the fruits means first is guava. Print item, guava will be printed at console. Then item is apple. Apple will be printed in the new line. Then from the fruits, next item is orange. So that it prints all the items from the fruits list. After finishing this, it goes to else. Then it prints welcomes to else. Similarly, similar to for loop, we will be having another loop, that is while loop. Whereas for we will go with either a sequence or a range operator. While we'll be having a condition, it is also block of code repeatedly whenever you want to execute. You can based on the condition evaluation. If the condition returns true, then the block of code will be executed repeatedly. Otherwise, control will come out. Let's say the syntax is while will specify the condition, while and condition followed by colon, even for all, if and else, for while, after condition it should be continued by colon. Okay. Then true block statements with some space you have to maintain. This is the syntax. Let's say we'll discuss with one example. Initializing counter, I am giving it as 1. Well, it is a variable, counter variable, that is given it as 1. Okay. And then the next statement is while. In while you have, see, both maintain same space. This is another space. Okay. So these two are considered into while block. It is similar to this, remember. So is it 1 less than or equal to 5? True. If it is true, it prints t point x. Then counter plus equal 1 means counter will become 2. Again, after completion of this, while is a iterating statement until the given condition becomes false. This block will be executed. This block will be executed until the given condition becomes false. Is the condition false? What is the value of counter? 2 now. Is 2 less than or equal to 5? True. So if it is true, again tech point will be printed, t point tech. Then counter value will be incremented by 1, 3. Again control will go to same to verify the condition. Is 3 less than or equal to 5? Yes, true. If it is true, again it prints t point take. Again counter value will become 4. No more statements here. Again control goes here to verify the condition. Is 4 less than or equal to 5? Yes. T point take will be printed and I value counter value will become 5. Is 5 less than or equal to 5? Yes, true. So this will be printed and counter value will become 6. Is 6 less than or equal to 5? No. Now the control will come out. That's how while loop will execute. And you can generate infinite while loop. We have to be careful while using the loops because your control may go to infinite loops. See here, you have used age, and while what is the age? Age 32 you have stored. Is 32 greater than 18? See, this, it is a condition you have written. This block will execute. This block will execute until this condition returns false. Okay. So is it 32 greater than or equal to 18? True. If it is true, it will print you cannot. Now where your control will go? Again your control will go to verify the condition. It will go to verify the condition until the given condition false. This condition false, until that your control will repeat here only. It will iterate here only. So what happens here again? 32 greater than 18? Yes. Again it prints out. Again it will verify. Now is 32 greater than 18? Yes, it would. Again it goes here. So repeatedly it goes here. We have to be careful while writing the conditions. And you have to iterate. And you have to either increment or decrement. You have to do it so that you can make changes. You can come out from the loop. Otherwise your control will go to loop. See, that is equivalent to this. You have given age 32 while true. So true is always true so that it prints you can vote, you can vote, you can vote, like that it will print continuously. So on it will print. Because never it will become false because you only given it as true. So that's how controls will go to infinite loops. And there are other loop control statements also. Those are continue, break and pass. Continue is used to bring the control to the beginning of the loop. break is used to terminate from the loop. Be careful, loop. And pass acts as placeholder that does nothing. Whenever you want to go for future implementations, then you have to keep it as pass. Break statement, see here, break is used to terminate from the loop based on a certain condition, I said. See here, for I in range 5, default it starts from 0, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 will not be included anyway. Initially I value is 0. Is 0 equal to 3? False. False means it goes here. This is true block. Okay. False is false. So never it will break. It prints 0. Print I means I. What is the value of I? 0. Then what happens? I value will become 1. Is 1 equal to 3? No. Then it prints I. I value 1. Then what happens? I value 2. Is 2 equal to 3? No. Then it prints 2 at console. I value will become 3. Is 3 equal to 3? Yes. Break. Break means it terminates from the loop. Means it comes from the loop. That you remember. Not from if. It comes from the loops, not from the if block. If is conditional statement, decision making statements, whereas loop is for and while. It comes from the loop. So your control will come here. Will come here. This is also inside the loop. Print I. It will come here. Nothing is there, so that you will get this output. And continue statement. See here, we use continue to bring the control to the starting of the loop. Okay, beginning of the loop. Now here what happens? I is 0 to 5. 5 will not be included, so up to 4 it will iterate. I value initially 0. Is 0 equal to 3? No, it prints 0. Then what happens? Your control again goes here. I value will become 1. Is 1 equal to 3? No, 1 will be printed at console. It takes a new line. Your cursor will wait here. Then from what happens? It goes here. I value will become 2. Is 2 equal to 3? No, print I. Then it prints 2 and it takes new line space. I value will become 3. Is 3 equal to 3? Yes. Continue. Continue means your control will go here. Never it executes the following statements. Down statements will not be executed. Again your control will go here. Okay. Now I value will become 4. Is 4 equal to 3? No. It prints 4. Then I value will become 5. 5 is not in the range. Now your control will come out so that you will get this output. Okay. Pass with conditional statement. Pass is just to put a command. Let's say you want to implement in the further case. You just want to pass. Then you can use this pass statements. Here n you declared as 10. Is 10 greater than 10? No. It prints hello. Suppose we don't use pass or just to put as comment, then what happens? N greater than 10? No, you can write the code later and print hello. You don't use any space. Okay? Further implementation, whenever you want, you can go with this. Thank you, everyone. Thanks for listening.